Tough competition for a live.
Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Daily Whatever Show. I am Lawrence Winterman.
And I am Dana Dubois, and this is Kira.
Oh, Kira, super dog.
I figured this is a topic she's going to want to be in on today, Lawrence.
Yes, if there's ever been a bitch who wants to know about dating hacks, it's Kira.
Sure, why not? Lawrence, Lawrence, how are you? You're back home.
I'm home. I'm home in Fort Wayne, Indiana. It feels good to be home. It's always good to be home, but also weird as fuck to leave Seattle and fly all day long, and yeah, I'm jet lagged and and whatever, and tongue
Whatever.
twisted because who can fucking keep track of what's going on in this crazy world?
Yeah, not me. I mean, I certainly can't. I was laughing as I was getting up this morning that I'm like, you could bear with me. I'm going to weave a little bit. When it comes to
Oh
songs by
geez.
the band Queen, you can tell which ones were written by Freddie Mercury, and you can tell which ones were written by Brian May, because Brian May, the guitarist, wrote the like, we will rock you, that kind of thing. And then all of the Freddie Mercury ones are like operatic. And like those are the perfect examples because We Are the Champions and We Will Rock You get played together. We Will Rock You is obviously the rock guy.
Right. Brian May, yes.
And then Freddie Mercury does the operatic, I've paid my dues. Somehow it all blends to be one beautiful band that is Queen. Similarly, on the Daily Whatever show, you can tell the days when I pick the topics versus when you pick the topics. I feel like when you're like, let's really dive into what's going on in Venezuela with an investigative journalist and like deep in the weeds. And I'm like, let's talk about online dating hacks.
I
But
you know I wasn't sure where you were going with this, but yes, indeed, you're right. You kind of can. You can tell, yeah.
my
uh
weave, Lawrence, unlike the president's, my weave always comes back and makes a point. Well,
Dana,
usually.
I'm shocked that you haven't commented on the shirt yet.
Oh, I can't quite see it in the little screen here. Oh, the Frogurt is also cursed. Ah,
I did it. I made a t-shirt off of our favorite
Lawrence.
saying, and yeah, I love it. So here's what I did. I used this font called Layer Cake, where that specifically looks like layer cake. Uh,
Mhm.
and then I chose colors that looked like Frogurt flavors.
Oh
So there's
my
like
God.
strawberry and pistachio and chocolate and caramel, and yeah. So there you go. For sale on Alpaca Lunch.
Like for the five people who get the joke, they're going to be delighted by the shirt. And I am definitely one of them. Oh my God, Lawrence, I love it. I'm sorry, I'm looking, we're in StreamYard and I'm on my phone, so you're tiny and your name is covering,
Oh,
yeah, part of the shirt. So I actually thought it was a Daily Whatever shirt just because of the color,
yeah.
the
Yes,
burgundy.
that's a good guess.
The Frogurt is also cursed, makes me so unreasonably happy.
Well, I
And
don't know about unreasonable.
here's the thing, because we Gen Xers were like always a little wary and skeptical. I'm scared to say this out loud, Lawrence. Hold on.
Yeah,
Kinahara,
be
not
very
gonna.
careful. Don't jinx it. Whatever you
I'm
do,
I'm just having a really good like week, like moment in time.
nah, you fucked it up.
I know.
Kinohara, Kinohara.
Kinahara, now everything is gonna come crashing down, but um yeah, and your shirt is just like one more amazing thing that I was not expecting and showed up and was amazing.
Well, there you go.
And part of my amazing week was getting to see you in Seattle.
It was a
So
good week. It was an excellent week. I loved it. I got to see Shar. I got
who's
to
in
see
the chat
you. I
right
got to
now.
see my boyfriend.
Hmm.
Yes. So
We
yeah.
like him.
So apparently we're talking about dating hacks with one of our favorite people in the entire world, Mr. Frederic Poag.
I
And with
am
the mention, let me bring him onto the stage. Here we go, everybody. Frederic Poag, how
What's
the
that's
up?
hell are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. How are you guys doing? You know?
so much better now that you're here, baby.
Bruh, I'm so well laid. I'm great. Y'all can talk about dating hacks. I'm just gonna revel in my well fuckedness right now.
You're gonna be like, I'm good for like at least a month, if not two. You know.
Lawrence, it is not nice to eat in front of the hungry. I'm going to just say that again. And I'm
I'm
teasing.
sorry.
I'm happy
I,
for
I was
you.
about to say who's hungry? You know.
I am, it's, I'm just thrilled for you, Lawrence. It's great. Frederic, thank you so much for joining us. I feel like you are a man who needs no introduction, but also in the event
That
that
there's
anyone
one
here doesn't know
person.
who you are, please introduce yourself.
So I'm Frederic Poag. I'm on Substack and I get to talk to awesome folks like this on GenX. Basically, I am now officially a rabble rouser in chief, a generic pain in the ass, a progressive independent, and yeah, that's pretty. And all the boring stuff is I'm a retired, uh, former Marine, medically retired, and
Yeah.
former aviation manager. You know, you
Okay.
know,
And
and
progressive
like most,
independent. I mean, I feel like
yeah,
we got to talk about that a little bit.
We do. Before
we
we get into the online, I think this is going to be specifically like online dating hacks. It's
sure.
going to be fun. But first, we need to talk about this new political identity of yours.
I mean, it's the thing is, it's nothing really new. It's just the fact that like, uh, I start there's my political values and what I want to see happen in this country, and I don't think the Democrats are doing enough. So I decided, well, I can't be with this. It was the Senate Democrats' cave on the CR that was the final straw for me.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so I said, okay, you guys aren't getting the message. I'm going to go ahead and, become unaffiliated and, organize among independents and try to push for issues instead of political parties. I was a Democrat, man, for close to 20 years. I joined the party in '06. The Iraq War got me sort of politically active in '03. And then I officially switched after I voted for Kerry in '04 because of Iraq to Democrat. Funny enough, because of Nancy Pelosi, because of all the stuff she did in Congress at the time. I mean, she ran one of the most productive houses in American history as far as legislation goes. And since then, it's just been disappointment after disappointment after disappointment and caves. And, finally with Senate Democrats, and you had an independent like Angus King coming out and saying, standing up to Trump is just too hard. We can't do it.
The
And
voice.
I said, you know what? Maybe if I'm an independent, they might listen to me a little more. They might, because apparently being a 20-year Democrat and organizing for them, they don't want to listen to folks like us. So, okay,
Right.
I'll take my fundage and, elsewhere. Now, that doesn't mean I'm not going to vote Democrat. Unfortunately, for now, that's the only choice that we have. Like, I'm hoping, like we have a good candidate running against Lauren Boebert in Colorado 4th. Either Trisha Calvarese or there's another guy, John Podesta, who's a longer shot than her, but those are two good solid candidates. And I voted for Trisha last time.
Wait, the
So
guy's name is his last name is POTUS?
it's Podesa. It's not Podesta.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. I was going to say if it was
Podesta or
POTUS.
something like that. I haven't met the guy yet, but he's like he ran last time, and he's like a really like so. But both him and Trisha are actually from the district. So the woman that's like the 4-star admiral, it's Amy something. She's not from here. She doesn't live here, and so she would be big money. Democratic donors want her to run, so they're pouring a lot of money in. But she doesn't live here. She's just another carpetbagger, which I'm opposed to that as well. Like we've had enough carpetbagging politicians that keep looking for districts to, well, I live here, I have a post office box,
Right.
Right.
so you fucking plebs better vote for me. And it's like, okay, yeah, I'm so, but yeah, that's where I'm at, you know.
So interesting. Here's a question for you. Is there is there like a Rubicon that you could cross? Like, are you waiting for Democrats to do something where you're like, fine, I'll come back? I'm
Oh
sorry,
yeah, I
baby,
mean,
this may not
absolutely.
mean.
If they
What are you
suddenly
waiting
are
for?
like, oh yeah, if they're like, we're gonna actually pass a Voting Rights Act, we're gonna codify Roe v. Wade in the law, we're gonna have fair housing,
Yes.
and not NPR going, 50-year mortgages is not that kind of crazy an idea. Yes,
Well,
yes, it is.
You know what? We haven't talked
let's be
about this.
fair. NPR saying 50-year mortgages is not a bad idea. Is not about the Democrats. That's about the corruption of all media in this country
Right. But
under
if
the influence
Democrats
of
are
Trump.
like, well, knowing the corporatist Democrats, they'll go, well, you know, I mean, 50 is crazy, but would you settle for 42? Would 42 be acceptable? It's like, no, it wouldn't be.
Can we
And
talk for a
so
few minutes about like what about like the 50-year mortgage thing? We haven't said peep about that on the show yet, Lawrence. I mean,
it
I
might affect
remember when I thought
dating.
a 5-year car loan was crazy, and now that's
Oh, they're
pretty
talking
like
15 year now. 15.
15-year car loan, right? Um, I have some thoughts on why it's nuts, but I think a quick discussion about it would be good. Is there here's my push. Is there anything a part of any part of it that makes any sense at all?
If you want to continue for the banks basically siphoning out money from the rest of us, then yes, it makes sense.
Right.
It's the logical conclusion of the current sort of like like basically credit market that we have, at least in terms of how it impacts regular folks. So,
Right.
like now they front load. It used to be interest is they change like compounded, like is factored in daily, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now they front load all the interest. So basically, if you have a 50-year mortgage rate, which the interest on that I think is going to be an insane amount more, you're going to pay all this interest up front for basically your first 20 years, and then you won't even get to the principal,
Yeah.
right?
Right.
So
So you're betting on the fact that the housing market will rise and the value of your property will rise because you're not getting any equity into your home for all those
I,
first
I,
20 years, right?
I'm not sure that you're betting on that. I'm not sure that the
no,
people who are in this category of going for these loans are sophisticated enough to think I'm going to convert my mortgage after I have equity in the house. I think they're thinking this is the only way I can get a monthly payment low enough to be able to do this.
Sure, sure. But when
Like
it
you're
comes
thinking
to
as an informed financial, consumer. I'm not sure that's who this is directed at all.
no, it's absolutely directed towards poor people, where they're
yes,
looking at specifically at I can't afford, because now the median the in the last couple of years the median first time buyer's age has risen to 40. I mean, it's skyrocketed.
Hmm.
I just saw that
And
on a reel this morning. The
right.
and the average home buyer is apparently 56.
Yeah, I mean, and
Yeah.
and so you look at this, and it's um it's really just geared towards, okay, like I can't pay, say, a $4,000 mortgage, but I can pay a 3,200 month mortgage, and so I'm gonna pay that, and then that way I get in a house, and then basically you kind of hope that you can leave this to someone, to your kids, and then they can continue paying on it, and then one day maybe they'll own a home after they paid 3 to 4 times what it's actually worth.
Right.
That's the
And
hard part.
yeah,
And
and
that's
so
where
it's
I'm trying to decide, like, is there any sense in it of like, if you want to make an investment on behalf of you, your kids, and maybe your grandkids to obligate
right.
themselves to a house, is there any part of it that's better than paying rent where you have nothing?
Well, and here's the thing is like and this is what frustrates me is we've already done things like this. FDR did this in Washington D.C. when he said, "Okay, we're going to create the New Deal. We have to have all of the, like, we're going to create a class of, educated government worker, And they
Mhm.
made these homes that that now are like $1 million, but they were basically like 3-bedroom homes built in the 30s in like just outside of DC, and they were for the workers, like basically your federal employees. And the government said, here's a house, here's a low interest loan, you're working for us, here it is. Why can't the government do that at scale? And that's the problem. Like, it's the lack of imagination. It's the thing that we always get is, well, you know, we're just paying too much, so we got to cut services. We can't raise revenue. We can't raise taxes like on the rich. That's not an option. Oh,
Right.
okay. Like, even though corporate subsidies are double what SNAP benefits and everything else than those people get, right? We like corporate subsidies are way more, and they're not used for R&D. They're not used for innovation. They're not used for infrastructure. A lot of times they're used for stock buybacks because again, there's no restrictions put on this. It's just money from our tax dollars that go here. And my thing is, I'm tired of carrying water for a party that wants to give me like, well, we tried, but we didn't. And I'm like,
Yeah.
no, I'm going to call you out on it from now on, because we have serious problems in this country that really can only be solved by an entity as big as the federal government or state governments
Yeah.
until they start
And
working for their constituents.
you know my position on this, Frederic, which is basically the way that you fix this is you go to your local Democratic Party meeting and you become a PCO and you vote at the
Yeah.
grassroots level. And the
Yes.
way that you change the party is from within, because the kind of disincentives against creating a third party and getting it to operate at scale in this country are so huge that it's easier to take over a party from the inside, like what MAGA did with the Republicans. Because let's face it, the Republicans are MAGA party. They're not anything else other than that now. So my friendly pushback is go to a fucking Democratic Party meeting, become a PCO, vote at the local level, change the party from the inside. That's what we did after Dean. It actually fucking worked. He became the chair of the DNC. It was the most effective tenure that anyone had. It got Barack Obama elected.
Last time that I remember, yeah.
We can do that again. We can absolutely do that again.
No, you can't. I think in this environment, what it's going to take though is less about third party, and I think it's going to take an inside out approach, right? It's going to take people on the inside pushing for change, and because I think there are too many disaffected voters that are just like screw both of them, and they don't know what to do. And so I think you can rally around issues, and I think you can push either. I don't think you're going to have a viable third party, but what I do think is we are going to be in a place very, very soon where I think one or both parties are going to fracture, and you're going to see a political realignment. And it might be centrists with never Trumpers, former Republicans, and corporatist Democrats, and then a more hopefully a more progressive party that
I would
forms.
so love to see that.
Yeah, me too.
I think that may happen. And because the thing about it is we've had different parties throughout our history. Because of the way our system is structured, you can't have more than two. Like, it just eventually, like, basically we're parliamentarian systems, they form after an election, right? And then they build a coalition, they build a government. For us, what we're supposed to do is essentially build a coalition before the election. But we failed to do that because things have become so partisan.
Right.
And the problem is both of our parties, at the end of the day, the leadership now really is beholden to corporate interests and billionaires. And we got to break that somehow, I think. And I don't know where that eventually goes. But what's fascinating to me right now as just a student of history is that both parties are, like, from yesterday's vote, which I did not expect it to be that much of a rebuke and lopsided.
That was dramatic.
I was going to say, we got to talk about that at some point before we start talking about dating apps.
Oh yeah, we'll talk about.
I think we'll 50-50.
I don't want to steal Dana's show, but like that, I'm writing a piece on that now, and it's like, all I can say is I've been listening to the intro to Apocalypse Now, The Doors, The End, and I think for Trump, I don't even think
Is that what's happening? I'm just so
I think
worried
so.
that, like,
I mean, God willing.
I think
I
it is.
feel
I
like
mean,
there's a fix on the other side of this, that he's not just walking the plank, surely.
if I'm like writing this out and just like this is my sort of hopeful take on this, right? This is the beginning of the end. I think when he in that horrible, moment with Catherine Lucy, the Bloomberg's White House correspondent, when he said quiet piggy.
Oh my God.
That moment.
Please say there's a punk rock band forming right now called Quiet Piggy, all
Oh
women.
my God, please.
I honestly think that was him where the pressure was just too much. Like, because there's no way he didn't know how this vote was going to go. Like, he knew it. His advisors told him, he knew it. He knew what was coming, and his fragile narcissism cracked in that moment where the mask slipped,
Sure.
and it's like the temerity of this woman to just like, because he's right there on the edge, right? And the temerity of a woman to ask, from Bloomberg, no less, to ask him about the Epstein vote, an innocuous question, that he
Right, but was she hot, Frederic? I mean, be honest.
I mean, the
totally
thing is,
kidding.
like, here's the thing. I'm biased, and I'm gonna say yes because any smart woman to me is gorgeous. So, like, I just go yes.
Okay, we're just gonna put a pin in that. It's corporate speak.
That's a great way to
you write.
That's
what you say in your online dating ads. But keep going. We'll come back to online.
No, but
dating
I think it's any woman that but here's the thing was. That was a vote that was coming up. She wasn't challenging him on it. She was literally asking a question of like,
yeah,
hey, they're serving, meatloaf for lunch. What do you think about meatloaf? Like, that's literally what it was. It's like, the Epstein vote's coming up. What are your thoughts? And, he was like, quiet piggy. It's like, oh, somebody's in their fifis. Somebody's about to be found out and everything's going to come crash down.
Yeah,
Oh
yeah. Plus the weird episode the other night where he was playing Phantom of the Opera like at full blast.
Yeah, he was. It was. You could hear it from the street.
Couldn't speak. Like lost his voice the next day because apparently he was screaming at the top of his lungs. Yeah, God, I love to see it. I love to see it. I want.
What even was that?
Because his brain is such mush, and he's so paranoid of listening devices.
Yeah.
It's that old mafia thing in the movies where it's like you sit in the car.
We're going to turn up the music so that the bugs can't hear us.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
Because I was like, surely he's not singing.
No. Which would have been
not
awesome.
Enjoying music.
I would have loved to see him on top of the White House with the rouge and just going, top of the world, Ma!
He does apparently love opera and Phantom of the Opera and Barbra Streisand.
No.
Yeah, no, literally those are his favorite things. That is his favorite music.
Phantom of the Opera?
Phantom of the Opera is one of his...
my angel of music. That one?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I swear to God, like it's pretty well known that he loves Phantom of the Opera. He loves show tunes. He loves Barbra Streisand. Yeah.
So we have something in common.
You have something in common with Donald Trump.
You know what? With the Bubba revelation, maybe if he'd have just, admitted he was
sucked
gay,
a couple more dicks, this all could have been avoided.
Therapy, if he'd got therapy, and we could have avoided all this. Like, there's probably in the multiverse an alternate timeline where like Birdcage was made about a Donald Trump who was a fashion designer in New York.
Right.
Yeah. Oh my God, you're blowing my mind.
Yeah. There's some version of this timeline out there where Donald Trump and not Tim Gunn is the host of Project Runway.
Yeah. Oh my God, I want to report.
All right, designers. All right, designers.
Okay.
There is a timeline where he replaced Rip Torn. Like, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Yes, that's perfect.
Where he's just
deep
just
GenX
like,
cut there.
I love New York because New York is gay, sweetie.
Right. He's on like the what was that show called with Match Game PM? He's on Match Game PM and the Hollywood Squares.
Instead of Prada, that world has Trump, and that's what it is. It's like there's no Prada, it's Trump.
Oh,
like
right.
That.
The design brand is
it's Trump.
Yeah. It's like Devil Wears Trump.
Yes. Yep. Stay with me here. This is the plot, and in this film or whatever it is we're making, there's a moment when he's like where he is now, and one reporter, probably the same Piggy reporter, is like turns to Trump as he's all flustered with this Epstein thing and is like, "Sing for me, my angel of music." And he's like, "It was me, I'm in the Epstein files." And it just breaks into like this magnificent voice, and it somehow like undoes the timeline, goes back.
I mean,
That's what
I
have
just,
happened.
There you go. We solved it.
We
I
solved
want
it
him to
now.
have his Nero moment, right? Like I want him
Oh,
to, you know, like where, you know, he sets fire to like something in the
Dude,
in the
no,
White
it's
House.
already happened. It's never exactly the same thing. He tore
No.
down the East Wing of the White House,
Right, that's
and
the
then
Nero
played
moment.
Phantom of the Opera at the top. You know, like that was it. That was the Nero moment.
And our
That's what
economy
history's
is
going to
literally
record.
burning. It's like Trump played operatic music while the economy burned. Like that's some future historian who's going to be too clever by half is going to make that comparison, right?
Yeah.
You know, it's I'm telling you, you know.
oh my gosh, there's some very funny comments in the chat. I like Eric has said MAGA squares, like Hollywood squares. No answer is correct. You win by executing the squares that answer wrong. And then Fusen has, "I'm very, very, very angry that Trump is now eligible to join the National Union of Cocksuckers." We
I
share
told
your
her we
rage.
should object at the
No,
next
no,
NUC board meeting.
No, he's anti-union, Fusen. Like he wouldn't get his card.
Oh,
You know, like he'd
my
be a
God.
at best he's a scab cocksucker. He's worse than he wouldn't even be in the union. Like
That's true. That's true. He'd be one of those guys that's like, if there's a cock, I'm gonna suck it. Fuck you guys.
even though you're
Oh
on
my
strike,
God.
I'm not
Right.
gonna
You're
go
on
by
strike,
union
but I'm
rules.
not.
And Nick
More
is,
cocks
yeah,
for me, bitches.
he wouldn't pay
Right.
his dues. That's what Nick is saying. If there is someone who never pays his dues, it's
Oh, it's Trump.
him.
Yeah, he's absolutely a free rider. Like
Yeah.
Oh my
100%.
God. I'm still
100%.
loving scab cocksucker, Lawrence
Yeah,
t-shirt.
and then of course
Like,
it's like because
hitting
he's
over
not
the
in the
neck.
union, like you know, he's gonna use his teeth and he's gonna mess you up, and then and it's like,
Oh
bro,
yeah,
you
yeah.
got no one to report to. You can't
Right.
grieve him.
Right.
You know?
He's the guy who even when he had braces, he was out there sucking dicks.
Yeah, you're just like,
Oh,
you know,
ouch. Jason says this needs to be the next episode of South Park.
you know what they used to, you know what
Trey,
the slang
Matt,
term was for your like mouth in the Marine Corps? Dick Skinner. When our sergeant's like, "Yo, shut your dick skinners." It's like
Nice, nice. Again, I say the Marines, the gayest branch of the military.
they really are. I mean,
Hoorah.
oh my
honestly,
God.
we are-
Gum jobs all around and dragging teeth and holding tight. You guys, the chat.
that would honestly be awesome. It's just a bunch of Marines just like, you know, doing the march and looking all manly and suddenly breaking out into show tunes like jazz hands. Like,
Oh my God.
I would love that, you know.
Perhaps from dragging teeth and holding tight, this is a good time to transition to what to put and not put in one's online dating profile.
Frederic, Nick says to you, shut your cock holster, Fred.
There it is. That's another one. Cock holster. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's how men
See,
talk to
again,
each other in the Marines,
this
huh?
is why gays belong in the military, because literally everything to refer to your mouth is a gay pejorative, you know. And it's like at some point you're like, doth, you know, top protest to. I mean, even the top NCO is called top. Think about that.
Yeah, there you go. Which, let's face it, we know no Marine is actually a top. They're all bottoms. Everybody knows the Navy's the tops, right? Like Navy will fuck anybody. Like they don't care. They don't care.
But you know what? That's fighting words. But to be honest, yeah, you're probably right. Like, you're probably right.
Frederic.
I mean, Marines.
I have years of accumulated data to prove my theorem's
because,
correct.
You know what it is? Is because Marines are so used to taking the green weenie, you know, from the DOD. They naturally assume the position. They're like, well, okay, you know, and they just know, you know.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Dr. Amber Hall piping in saying Doms love bottoms.
Completely fair. But Wow, this is not the conversation I thought we would be having. And I'm
Really?
delighted
With
that this
Lawrence
is the
and me?
Right.
conversation we are
Right.
having.
Have you watched an episode of Biscuits and Gravy?
What?
Oh, I'm not objecting to the level of salting. It's just the theme has really we've gone Phantom of the Opera, we've gone revisionist history, a little dabbling in Epstein files, and now we're in designating military members tops or bottoms. I'm here for
But
it.
we should get
Just
to the
another
dating.
day.
Because I do not want to hijack your show. I know you want to talk
Yes,
about
you do.
dating.
Right.
I don't. I
The Freudian there, hijack your show. Come on, Fred.
Well, I mean, you know, I'm more of a low jerk boil kind of a guy.
I see. I don't even know how to subtly.
We're gonna talk dating. I mean, here's the segue. We're gonna talk dating apps, and all of my tips are for the gay dating apps, and they are radically different from the tips
Yes.
that y'all are gonna have for the straight dating apps.
And I am like I feel Dane is the pro here because I am like coming in from the cold of like, well, coming in from like 8 years of not dating, where I'm just now starting to do the dating again. And I feel like all of my advice is going to be like those 1950s dating etiquette episode. It's like, remember, when you show up to our door, make sure you're wearing a suit and it's pressed. Like, I think all of mine's just outdated. It's like,
No,
it might
Frederic,
be nice
it's
to bring the young woman a gift, perhaps some chocolates, or
Right. If you're not bringing flowers, you might as well not even show up for the date.
please,
sure everything
please, Frederic.
Make sure everything is planned, so she doesn't have to fret or worry her little head about what's going on.
Right. And mine
Yes.
are, men, if you're uncircumcised, be sure to wash that foreskin unless he's into smegma.
This is the difference between the 1950s.
Right,
even
no, they're-
dating
No, I
and
feel like
totally
that's
different.
the updated version where it's like Lawrence is Clippy, you know? It's like, but he's the gay Clippy. There's always like,
my-
you know,
Right.
it's like, and it's always, he pops up and it's like, he's got the gay
It
tip.
looks like you're trying to suck an uncircumcised cock.
We've gone full biscuits and gravy, folks.
Oh my
Do you
God.
like dick cheese?
I'm weeping. So, Frederic, first of all, you have to use that voice the entirety of the rest of this conversation, please. You're like, young gentlemen, show up at the door. Please make sure you iron your shirt first and wear a shirt with a collar, for Christ's sake.
But here's the thing, I would actually do that, like, because that's really the military guy in me, where it's like, you know, it's like, wear a nice blazer and make sure your shirt's pressed. Ladies don't like a wrinkled shirt. It's like,
right? It's so funny how far the standards have fallen. But you did say something I want to go back to in
Sure.
in all of that, Frederic, which was you said that you were 8 years out of dating. And
Yes.
I know for a fact that you recently rejoined and you have a Hinge profile.
I have a Hinge profile. After resisting it, I have put up another profile.
Yes. And so what I will say, as someone who has kind of been in relationship and then re-entered dating apps since they began, really, one of my thoughts on it is every time I re-enter, whether it's after a few months or many years, things have shifted.
Yeah.
And there's like new unwritten rules around engagement and meeting that I have to learn. I find that every time it's disorienting and jarring. And after 8 years, it's staggering that I was in a 6-year relationship that ended a couple of years ago now. And
wow.
When I re-entered the first go around, I was like, oh, I get it. Everyone is poly or E&M now. Got it. Or else
Wait,
they're
E&M, what is that? How do I not know
ethically non-monogamous.
Oh, right.
And so
I was about to say, E&M. I thought that wasn't that an electric band or something back in the 90s?
You're thinking EMF, you're unbelievable.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Good. Why has no one picked that for their ultimate Gen X song? Because that one is like,
that's pretty much a 90s du jour, man.
Yeah, that's like
it.
If you're not Gen X, do you even know that song at all? Because
Right.
You don't really hear it anymore, but it's a great jam.
That also might be where you live, because I know, like, I live in a sort of well, Colorado is kind of interesting because I'm like in the overlap of the Venn diagram between like very liberal and
Yeah.
conservative, right? So you
Okay.
have I get the mix, right? So I get the women that are like, I'm looking for a life partner. I want to still have kids. I'm into traditional roles of male and female, and then you get the other ones that are like, no, I'm not looking for any of that. It's like, and also here you get like, if you're a Trumper or you like Andrew Tate or any of that, it's like, please don't reply, that kind of stuff. So yeah,
Yes.
I get the mix. I get it. It's
Yes.
different,
It is different everywhere. And I should also clarify, we have 3 very different demographics here on dating apps. Well, straight woman looking for a long-term relationship. Frederic in Seattle, very progressive area. Frederic, you're a straight guy looking for, I'm not sure what. What did you put on your dating app? What were you looking for?
Trad wife that will is okay with repealing the 19th Amendment and
Right.
giving voice to head of household voting.
Wow, you really left the Democratic Party then.
Completely fair. And then Lawrence, partnered.
Yeah, partnered gay dude looking to suck a couple strange dicks.
Right.
Sure.
So the rules of engagement obviously are not going to apply the same across all 3 of us.
Just for the record, for the audience who don't know me, I'm kidding. I'm more in Dana's camp.
Yes.
Like looking for. Yeah, I'm very much not an ENM, or I'm pretty much monogamous. It's like,
you don't like M&Ms?
Right.
I mean, I do. They're very
Right.
good, very tasty.
I just had a Jane Fonda in 9 to 5. He's into M&Ms?
Oh my God, I have to go watch that movie again because I haven't
Honestly,
seen it.
it holds up pretty fucking well, I gotta
It
say.
actually
9 to
does. I
5
watched it
is
a
such a
couple years ago.
classic.
Oh
And
my
those
gosh.
3 women together are fucking gold.
They're
How
all
they
amazing.
didn't make 100 other movies together, I will never understand.
Yeah, I
And-
think
and
my
just-
kids love that song and they love Dolly Parton, so I feel like that would be a good family movie night of like
And
some things never
that movie
change, girls.
almost didn't, like most movies didn't come together. It almost didn't come together.
Mm,
Like just the story about how it got made
yeah.
was amazing. Because again, it was the studios at the time going, 3 women in a movie are not going to be able to. This won't
Right.
sell.
Wait, so they're the heroines, and there's it's not a man carrying the movie. Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, and as Sushi Felix pointing out, Dolly Parton is now on Substack. You guys go follow. She just
Yes.
joined. And that is another reason why I'm really happy this week. Like that was a very pleasant surprise. I'm gonna write to her and be like, you should come on the Daily Whatever show. Maybe she'll say yes.
Dolly, if anybody can do it, you can get her, I think.
Honestly.
I don't know, maybe. But to go back to dating apps, I feel like we're having too good this is actually a good example of a good date. When you go there and you're like prepared and you're like, okay, here are the things I'm going to talk about. And then you get there and you're like, I don't know what just happened, but it was amazing. And the chemistry was great.
That's true. I feel like we're trying to talk, like you and I are trying to talk Lawrence into a 3-way. I think that's what's happening.
Absolutely not.
Right.
No way.
Fred, you're cute and all, but there's just not a lot going on here to really tempt me.
Right.
Have sex with your best friend of 47 years, hard pass. Your best bro out in Colorado, pretty hard pass, man. Like you're cute, but you're not the juice ain't worth the squeeze.
Oh, Lawrence. In other circumstances, though,
Right. If you met me back in college, no problem. You couldn't have beat me off with a stick. But these days,
Well, I mean, I didn't know you were into that. If you want, being beaten off with a stick.
Being beaten with a stick, squeezing juice, all kinds of things. Yeah.
So let's talk about this, Fred. I want to
Poor
ask
Dana.
Frederic.
She's like, Jesus Christ, can we get out of the fucking gutter?
Nah, it's fine. I would expect nothing less from you two. Frederic, what are things that you saw or you have seen on Hinge? let's talk positively first. What are things you see in an online dating profile that make you be like, swipe right? Yes. Let's have some tips for the ladies out there.
I mean, the interesting. I mean, I don't really know what it's like on the woman's side of the fence. I've
I
heard
know. Oh, I'm going to
from
tell you. I'm going to
yeah,
tell you.
from women's, but like most of the photos I've seen, um, like they're pretty open with what they want. Like like the ones I see that like this is just me personally, and my
Oh, of course.
criteria is probably a little different. Is like if you do one word, if I look at something and you're filling out something, like, and it's like a one word answer, or it's like it's a short sentence, to something that could be more. That tells me that you probably don't like to talk, or that you just fill this out in a hurry. Um, I'll just say this probably for guys, like we don't care about your faraway pics of the places you've traveled. That's interesting
Yes.
to you, but for us, we want to see what you look like.
That's so interesting because I have seen in men's
Most of the dating
profiles.
profiles I see, that's what it is. It's like it's always
Yes.
the woman, it's far away, and with Hinge you can't zoom in, right? So it's them like, and it's like, that's fantastic that you went to Paris. I've been to Paris. Like,
Yes.
I like, now some of them I think it's a test to see, because a lot of women my age or profiles I've seen will do, hey, can you guess where this is? And so a lot of places I know where it's at because I've traveled. So I'm
You're a
like, oh,
word
that's
sort of
here.
man.
Or it can be a conversation opener. I'm like, that looks like it's like, there was one, I was like, that looks like it's Hawaii. Is that right? It's like, I'm not sure, and so, but like, so again, it's like guys want to see what you look like. They want to kind of get a visual of what it's going to be like. If I show up, what am I going to see first?
Right.
And I know
Super
even for me,
interesting.
like that's
Yeah.
part of the package. And
Right.
that doesn't mean like I have like, that's the other thing. I don't have a standard type, because I date all kinds of, I've dated 6'4" to 5 foot, all types of builds, skinny, athletic, bustier, more curvy. Like it doesn't matter. Like, but usually what does it for me is face. So it's usually like the face is what really does it for me. And then I look to see if like, okay, is she intelligent? Does she have something to say? And then so for me, like I look for job title, and I look for, like how she responds to certain questions,
Right.
and if you're lucky, like on Hinge, they do voice recording. And if I like her voice,
I always listen to the voices too,
yeah,
because
same.
I
I do
love
too.
voices. You said something really interesting there that now I'm trying to remember what it was. Oh, about women posting photos of themselves traveling and if that it's for them. And I, on the other side of that, have seen men write in their profiles, like, I don't care where you've traveled. That's a big complaint I see from men. I also see,
Weird. Really?
yeah, yes. Well, because men in their About Me
Most,
section will often complain about women, which is going to be one of my pro tips.
Mm.
That guys out
yeah,
there,
don't do that.
your
Don't
About
do
Me
that.
section should be about you, not what you're looking for, and not complaining about other women's profiles. But yes, you see that a lot. You also see them saying like, "Don't send me to your OnlyFans." You see transphobic men being like, "Real girls only."
Oh yeah.
That's always great. And then you see them complaining about filters. Please don't post a bunch of filtered photos. So I have to assume you see a lot of that. But on my side of it, if you're leading a man is leading with complaining about what women are doing in their profiles instead of just
Oh,
swiping left, then like it's an automatic disqualifier.
done.
So don't do that. But when it comes to photos, it's what's really interesting in what you said is you're trying to impress yourself for other women. And I think that like this is the part of the conversation that I think will be really helpful. I see that as well with men posting very doodly things, the stereotypic fish picture that women always laugh about, men holding giant dead fish, men on motorcycles, men posing with their cars.
Oh yeah. Oh god, yeah. Like,
And I get that like those are times maybe where it's socially acceptable for men to ask to have their photos taken, where women tend to just be like selfies or pictures with their girlfriends. In my mind, maybe there are women who are really into all of those things. Those are swipe left. Pictures of you with your motorcycles and your cars. I'm like, you're way too, and fish or dead animals and guns, obviously, gone, gone, gone. Because that's just like Trumpy coded, even if you won't say that you're Trump.
Yeah.
So
Oh yeah.
yeah, those
Like,
are, but the idea of like the sharing photos with keeping in mind who your audience is, which is the opposite sex in our cases, right? Like,
yeah. I think like that's a good point you brought up, and I want to clarify. It's like I don't think women post vacation photos to kind of be in competition with other women, right? I think they do it, and I'm fine with vacation photos. Like
yeah,
the ones it's like, hey, I went here
I
and I
like
was
them.
yeah, it made me really happy, and you know, this is something I did, but oftentimes you can't zoom in on it, and they're far away.
Yeah,
So yeah, like basically I'm seeing like just a picture of some place you went to and you're barely in the
yes,
photo,
you're barely
right?
there.
Like you got to think about it as like you want to have a photo where it's like like I like to think of it as like I want to see you as if I'm sitting across the table from you, getting ready
Yes,
to have a conversation. And like for me, I don't do, and that's, it goes the same way for guys. Like I'm proud of my motorcycle, I'm proud of my car, I'm proud of this buck that I killed. Guys, women don't give a shit about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like
if anything, it's the opposite.
yeah,
Yeah,
they don't care. Like all my photos are of me. They're usually like usually a haircut photo. I've got one with like my cat Momos, right? Because
oh, cat photos are
oh
great.
yeah, I
Right.
did.
A
Cat
man with a
photos,
cat. Yeah.
Yeah, where he's like sitting on.
Total
I think
green flag.
he's on my
yes,
chest, and like, you know, because again, one of the things I see in a lot of profiles are must love animals, which I guess some guys don't. Like,
yeah,
okay, you know, like I have dogs, and you know, and it's like he's in his little basket right now, you know. So,
sweet. Mine, I
um,
think, is right behind me. Oh no,
but yeah,
she's not.
I think for guys, it's like what I would the thing that I've heard from guys a lot is like, man, whatever you're looking for, go into it knowing what you are and be honest about it. If you're just into short term hookup stuff,
Yes.
then go to those apps and put that's what you want. If you're 5'2", then put your 5'2",
Right.
right? Just
Oh
be
God, they
straight.
all lie about their height, Frederic, up until about 5'10". Men
Yeah, well,
always
that's the thing.
show up.
I'm
Yeah,
6'5", so I've never
yeah,
had to lie about my height, and like,
right.
you
Ooh.
know, and yeah. So again, all the stuff I get is, oh my God, you really are 6'5". It's like, yep. So but I would say like, man, just don't lie about your height, even an inch. Like, just if you're 5'6", you're 5'6". If you just want to hook up, then say that,
Be
you
transparent
know.
about it.
Yeah,
And
because there's nothing worse than, because again, part of the problem we have on my side of the fence is, and to your point with the guys that are complaining about when it's the same thing on mine. The moment I see a woman, it's like, no fakers and no games played and blah blah blah. I was like, man, she's 2 weeks from dropping. I ain't got time for all this, because
right.
we're all bruised, battered, and scarred coming into this mess
Yeah.
in our 40s and 50s.
Yes.
It's like everybody's got trauma, everybody's got baggage. If like, so I'm like everybody else, I'm looking for red flags. I'm like, nah, man, this woman's mad. You know,
Yes.
it's like I can't. No, like,
It's
so it's
interesting
just,
how much of this is similar but different, you know, because on
yeah.
gay dating apps, you don't have to include a face pic as a pic.
Hmm.
And so that's a really common complaint is be like, I don't respond to faceless profiles. Like, if you don't have your fucking face in your profile, I'm not even going to talk to you. Um, you know, because it's like, hey man, this is Grinder. Like, your mom's not on here, you know? Like, you don't need to hide your face. If you're doing that, then it's very not interesting to me. Don't lie about your height. Absolutely. A lot of this stuff is, you know, pretty similar.
I,
Yeah. Except there's no for as creepy as men can be on dating apps, it's not the same as the gay dating apps where you're allowed to put far more colorful photos up
Oh
there.
yeah, no,
Thank
like
God. I mean, otherwise
on the
we'd
gay
be
dating
doomed.
apps, it's like, oh, you unlocked your private album and you don't have a cock shot? What the fuck, man? Come on. I need
Yeah.
to see the goods. Jason was saying in the chat, like, oh, if you're going to take a picture, make sure you have a good background, not like a bathroom. It's like, if you're taking a cock shot, don't do it over the toilet. Come on.
Yes, that is I can't tell you how many profiles I've seen where, I mean, I guess it's good in terms of honesty, but the men are taking a photo and you can see the room around them and you're like, oh my God, that person is going to murder me and I'm going to die and be like buried in the trash in an apartment somewhere.
Right, right. And number
Wow.
one, sir, hire a maid. Number
Right,
two,
right. I mean, my house is very cluttered, but like not like that. I suppose it's good for honesty, but also, I don't know straight dudes or women, or I don't know if gay dudes or women do this, but men, a few things about photos, don't take it looking down. That's never flattering.
No.
Don't be lying down. I can't tell you how many men post all these photos of themselves lying on the couch or in bed, selfies, which I guess they think they're being sexy. It's never a good angle. And also, like, ew, no, 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 not lying down. Um, that happens a lot. So
Frederick's over there like swiping real quick to change out his picture.
I'm just like, wait, what? like, like what? Like, okay, like I think the only one I do have lying down is I'm on the couch and it's like, the camera's here, but Momos is on my chest.
oh, if the cat,
Right.
that's
If you're
Yeah,
completely
lying
that's
down
it.
different.
and
That's
there's a cat,
literally the
then you're
only one.
golden. But
Yeah,
Yeah, that's the only one. It's like, but I'm not doing the George Costanza come hither pose, like the
right.
boxers. Like, fuck that.
Here's a
Like,
question for you fellas, mostly for Frederic on the straight male side, but Lauren's side, best friend, code of the road. How do you feel like you were saying you want to see how a woman looks? We want to see how a dude looks too. How do we feel about women showing skin, like bathing suit shots or low cut? Like, does that make you think, great, I can see what she looks like? Or does it make you go, well, that's a thirst trap? And is that like, because I have gotten feedback, both direct, like, hey, that looked like a thirst trap from someone I was talking with. And also I've of course gotten feedback of like guys who are just like, writing really ridiculous things. But also, how do you get somebody's attention? So
I,
what are
I
your thoughts?
so I think for me, like, again, I'm probably not your average sort of standard deviation straight guy. Like
Right.
that, like, I'm very much at a place in my life where, I can see a woman, whatever her body type is, and she's in, because a lot of women wear the fitness stuff, like they'll do the shorts and they'll do the fitness bra, they'll do bikini shots, whatever. And I'm just kind of like, oh yeah, she's attractive. But really for me, it's the face. Like for me, it's the face, right? It's like it's the face and how she responds. Because at this stage, it's casual sex is kind of eh. Like I did that. I've been there. I'm like what I don't get out of that is intimacy. And ultimately, like I said, this is what I really want is intimacy. So I'm looking for things that, and that's why I say to guys, be honest, right? Whatever you're looking for, that's what you need to go after. Is I'm looking for intimacy, so I'm looking to see, like, can I have a conversation with this woman, or do our values align?
Yeah.
And is she attractive in the face, where like there's that little bit of physical chemistry, which is kind of for me like more of like if it's a flint to just spark the tinder to get it going. What keeps the fire going for me is going to be intelligence and values, what kind of person she is. So I'm probably not the typical guy that's on there. Like, I don't really
Thank
care.
goodness.
Yeah, I'm not. I mean, so like but that's, and I hate it because, like, well, I'm sure a lot of women wade through that shit, right?
Right.
And but yeah,
Well,
like that doesn't bother me if they're showing skin. Like, to me, it's kind of like, oh, okay, that's her to beach, or that's, or she's into fitness, like, so like I'm just now getting back into fitness, but I may not be like her into
right.
that. So we're, like, if that's all you live for, that's probably not going to be me, you know. But then again, it just really depends, man. Like, I mean, so I would say, but if that's what you're about as a woman, then, and if you say, hey, a guy, I like to dress sexy, or I like to wear this out, and if he has a problem with it, put it out there, because I look at it as you weed them out quick, you know.
Yes, burn the haystack. I'm a big
Yeah.
fan of the burnt haystack dating method. It's the thing though is that I'm not looking to attract 150 whatever dudes who are just going to be around. I'm
Nope.
looking to attract one dude with values like you're talking about, Frederic, right?
Yep.
So that's why I'm asking of like, what is I think there's no good way as a woman to show up on the internet.
No, yeah, I would agree with
And
that.
and so if
Yeah, I would agree with that.
and as a writer, as a podcaster, also as someone on online dating apps, you're like, okay, well, whatever I do will be judged. And
Yeah. More
you have
harshly.
1 second on dating apps to get somebody's attention. And right, what impression is one giving is to me a really interesting question. I don't like seeing guys like shirtless guy photos, even if the guy looks really great, or I'm like, oh, he's got a really nice body to me. Um, to me, it's a judgment question, and it looks like, oh, he's looking to hook up. That's my assumption. If a dude is, unless it's contextual in some way, like they're in a costume and you can see their body through it. But if they're just like this, like show it, I get why they're doing it because it's all an attention economy. But to me, it speaks to them looking to hook up more than to meet someone serious. And I wonder how much that standard goes in the other direction. It's
I think so. I think
yeah,
so. I mean, like, I think what we're I think you're going to lead. I think subconsciously you're going to lead with what you're looking for. So I think there's validity into when you say you see a guy with a shirtless pic, that,
yeah,
like, oh, I'm really into the physical, and I'm really, and look, man, if that's your thing, there's nothing wrong with that. But it's because, and I think too, like, I think the hard part here is, like, you're not so much trying to get attention as in a general thing. I don't think that's what you're saying, but, like, I think
mhm,
for a lot of people, especially being online with, like, how many subscribers did I get this week, and how many did I get this, and, like, it just, you naturally go to the numbers. But what I think, the way, like, this is why I like Hinge, is because it limits, if you don't pay for it, it limits
right,
how many likes you can do a day. And
yes,
that's where you, like, because you think, like, oh, well, more is obviously less. So if I
mhm,
spend more time on the dating apps, then I'm going to meet the love of my life. I'm going to meet what I want faster. And it's like,
right.
no, and also you might make yourself miserable doing it. You might make yourself jaded, so I think you have to,
Oh, it's a huge time suck. Yeah.
oh, massive. And that's why I'm only on Hinge, where I'm like, because it like forces me to limit. It's like, I
Right.
disable notifications. I check it at
Smart.
a certain time of day. It's like, whether it's the morning or when I'm done, and then
Yes.
it's 5 and I'm done, and that's it.
That's
And I
smart.
and
So,
I take my time, because it is 5. I take my time with, like, I don't just go, oh, well, let me cut this woman off, like, or let me swipe, let me do this, because like, you're in a
right.
hurry to get to the good one. It's like, no, I actually consider it, because it's like, if I hit this,
Right, I only get 5. I
yeah,
will say Hinge. So I have kind of 2.5 dating profiles. I think I have a profile on Hinge, not paying for it. I've had it up for about a month and like I've matched with almost no one. It's so quiet if you don't pay. And at least in this area, most of the people they're serving my way are like 30, 40 somethings. They seem a little undercooked for me. And I think that they just don't have a lot of men over 50 on Hinge. Then I'm on Facebook dating, which is like the Wild West because it's not
oh
monetized.
yeah,
So it's a zillion people and it's from Canada to Oregon, even though I gave them a 50-mile radius. But there's something very nice about it in that like you it's the opposite problem where there's a lot of them.
yeah,
Um, Here's something like I hate the gamification and the monetization of dating apps. It used to be back in the day that their goal was to help you find your right person and get you off the app.
Right.
And now, because of the way they monetize, it is actively trying to just keep you there. So, and oh God, we have to have another episode about targeting ads on Meta properties now, because they're
Right.
crazy, and they know to the day I broke up with my last person, and the level of messaging I'm getting from all these sources is nuts. But one of them is dating apps, and Match was like, oh, you can try it for free, and we've changed, we've rebranded, we've all these new things. So I was like, oh, I'll see what it is. And so I went and looked. I'm like, okay, this does look a little different. But I did, if I match with somebody, I can write them without paying. That's true.
Yay.
It's in their ad. But I now have, I don't know, after 99, it just says 99 plus. I think I have hundreds of matches, and I have 26 conversations as of last night hidden from me unless I give them $60 for a month.
There it is.
That's
And
there
crazy.
it is.
And it's like, how, so it seems like there's now a lot of people, which is sometimes good, but it is like, I don't want to pay you. Like, it just feels so creepy and bait. I just got something this morning that was like, for $7.99, we'll show you 3 of your matches. And I'm like, oh my God, will you just, like, it's exasperating, and it is hard to stand out. And we're already over time. I have part of the reason I wanted to do this is I'm working on a very simple, like, top 10 advice from a Gen X dating woman who's been there, done that, of like what to do and not do, like,
Yeah.
in your profiles, and when you reach out, because the problem with apps other than Hinge, I'd say, since it's so quiet there, is an overabundance of like, hey, and like, you don't have to write a dissertation, but you have to come forward and indicate that you've seen the person, even if it's just like, wow, your glasses are really cool, or wow, you have a really nice beard, Frederic, or whatever it is. Like,
Yeah, no, that's
I see your dog is adorable, I have one too. Like, come forward with any nugget, and if the person is interested, they will likely at least start that conversation. But hey, hi, beautiful, how's your day, will never, I
no.
mean, a guy would have to be like immeasurably hot for me to respond to that, because there's so many hey highs.
That's where, honestly, like, I tend to do better with conversation starters, just being a writer. And it's like, with Hinge, you like the photo, and then you get to say something before you send it. And I always leave a comment. Sometimes I'll leave a comment about the photo and something else in their profile. And I never do anything with like, hey, it's like, and sometimes I'll get cutesy or whatever. Like, I'll get, like, one woman said, like, she was really into fitness, and like is like independent,
Yeah.
and it said, she's like, like, is chivalry dead? And I was like, and I think I did something. I was like, I said, it was like, I was like, I was like, they've taken the hall and gotten chivalry and dragged it out, and you and I together, we can rescue it. Although you don't look like you are a damsel who needs rescuing at all, given this one pic. So
See, I would swoon from that. Did she respond?
I wrote it yesterday, so she might not be on there. But like,
Oh my gosh,
usually, I mean,
right
like,
back to that.
I
And
think
if
like one I got to respond, it ultimately didn't work out. Was, I said, she had this nice black and white photo, and I said, this is the kind of photo that a soldier would pull out and think of home.
oh, see, that's lovely.
See,
And
that's
if
the
women
thing.
don't respond to that, that's not your woman.
No,
Because
yeah,
that's
she
a really
responded.
cool
It's
thing
just
to
we
write.
couldn't get a time to. That's the problem. Is like, the romance comes, and then there's logistics.
Right,
That's all.
right.
Logistics always trumps romance.
Karen
So,
has the best one here. Karen said, a good opening line. Have you been to see the Daily Whatever on Substack? I love that. So I will say, in my Hinge profile, it says, back in the day, I ran a music website here in Seattle. You'll make my day if you know which one. And like, one of the only people who has ever, who has written back to it, wrote and was like, it's 3 imaginary girls. Hi, Dana. And I was like, I'm powerless to that.
Yeah.
I'm meeting him tonight.
well, good. I hope it goes well.
We'll see.
also from the comments, Dr. Amber Hull is suggesting everyone gets the HPV vaccine. I know that my gay doctors give the
Yeah.
HPV vaccine to all dudes in their care,
You
if
know,
you're, regardless of age.
my doctor, like years ago when I was in my 40s, and I love my doctor, was like, yeah, not at your age. You probably already have it. I mean, you know, it
I
doesn't make any
think I
sense and
got
your
it.
insurance won't cover it. And I'm like, I think I'm going to go back and be like, I don't care. I'll pay for it out of pocket.
Yeah.
I think I got it, but I mean, I can always just request the VA to give it to me. So I'll probably,
Yeah.
thanks, Dr. Amber
It's a
Hall. Like,
twofer.
I'll probably request
Yeah.
that next time because I'm going to see my primary care physician tomorrow. So yeah, I'll just all right. Yeah, it's a good note. I'm gonna request it then. You know,
Yeah.
because if I've already
Really
had
do.
it and it didn't really do anything to hurt me, I'm like,
Yeah,
I'll just
I'm
get
lucky. So the doctor that I got it from years ago was sort of a radical, and he was like, the efficacy on this is so out of the park that it's going to be prescribed for everybody eventually. And so I'm giving
Yeah.
it to all my gay male patients now because
Get ahead of the game.
get ahead of the game. And he was right. So
I want to say I got, but that's the thing, man. For a long time, I didn't really. My health was really sporadic, and I moved around. So, like, I was like, I don't know if I did it or I meant to. But yeah, I'll rectify that. That's easy
My kids
enough.
have it. It's standard now, at least here, that the kids get it. So I'm
Yeah.
very happy for that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we are way over time. I've got to get my kids to school and me to work and blah, 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 all the things. Thank you guys. Thank you for humoring me with this topic. I feel like,
No, we could do it again. You know,
yeah.
we like go to all the other things that we stepped on in the first half of the
Right.
show.
Although y'all might want to get another straighty on here for the next time because I just don't
You're
have
just
anything of value to add.
right. And a single one too, because you're all like, what? I don't know. I just spent a
Right,
week
right.
having the
Yeah,
best sex of my
like
life.
me and Fusen could do a dirty talk about using queer hookup apps, and y'all can do a, straighty version of using
Please
hookup
do.
apps.
We got to find the right third person here for our online dating three-way,
I
Frederic.
know, yeah. Finding the right third is always so challenging.
Always tricky. Who's our unicorn? Frederic,
I
I
don't
can't
know.
fathom.
I mean, Dr. Amber Hall seems to be dropping a lot of good knowledge.
Yeah,
know?
she would be kind of a dream, huh? I'm not sure she's looking though. I don't think she's on the apps, but
No, but she
Dr.
could.
Amber,
I think
hit us up. I'm dream flipping you.
She might give out some good tips. It was like, hey, think about this, think about that.
That I have no doubt.
I mean,
She'd be
Lawrence
like,
did wash the smegma. I
yeah.
mean,
Dr. Hall would be like, maybe get off the apps and go get a rose, ladies. You don't need him.
She's chiming in now to say she's not on the apps.
Yeah.
I think that's a soft no.
I don't blame her.
I think that's I don't want to break your hearts, but no.
I went on the apps for 8 years. I understand. You know.
They are a necessary evil in my opinion, because I weirdly, for how friendly and social I am and how active I am in my community, I almost exclusively have met the men I have dated through apps. Even my ex-husband I met through an app. So
I've never been in a relationship through an app. Never.
Really, Frederic,
done a lot
this
of
is like
dates.
a goal for me now. Look at you, you're such a catch.
No, I mean, I've gotten in relationships through like work, through random meetups, through
of course,
like all that stuff. Like I've dated like from everything but an app. I've gotten dates off apps, but they never. I was thinking about it. Never led to a relationship.
So interesting. Okay, well,
yeah.
let's get that. Let's keep in touch about how that's going. Karen, you just asked, did I get the time right about? Oh, biscuits and
gravy is on at 9 a.m. Eastern, Karen, on Saturdays. Saturday morning, 9 a.m. Eastern, biscuits and gravy, me and Frederic.
These guys.
Basically being wacky and ridiculous and sometimes political and sometimes just dirty.
Right. Oh, I see. I pointed to you this way because on my phone you're this way, but then on my screen it should have been this way.
Yeah.
I'm the meat in the middle of the sandwich for me. So
right.
Oh my gosh. I wish it weren't 6 a.m. because there's just not on a Saturday, man. I gotta get up so early during the week for this nonsense. There's no way I'm doing it on Saturdays.
Well, you have a good day. You know, like
keep me posted. Keep us all posted, Frederic. We want to hear about your escapades.
I will.
All
All
right,
right,
friends.
guys. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We love you all. Mean it.
Love you, mean it. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.